My name is Olivia Roebuck, and I am represented by Heyman Talent Agency.
And the other way. And back to me.
Alright, so my most romantic story would have to be this past February and March. I went to California for about a month, and it was beautiful while I stayed there, but the story kind of begins at the end of that. The day before I left, I went to this party. I was in Santa Barbara, and this girl was trying to show me and my friend a good time before we left. And this boy came up to me and introduced himself. His name was Harry, and he was from England. And we just really kind of hit it off. We spent 3 hours just talking to each other, and it was time for me to go. And he asked to see me the next day, and I was leaving to come back to Kentucky. So I just thought that was the end of that. And 3-day bus ride goes by, and I'm back home, and I get on my computer, and I have an email from him asking me to meet him in New Orleans, which, of course, you'd have to be kind of crazy to do that. So 2 weeks later, I'm in New Orleans, and I'm waiting for his flight because it got delayed, and he shows up. Meanwhile, I've been just thinking about everything that could go wrong. I don't really know him. I spent 3 hours getting to know him, and he seems like a really posh, rich person. This hotel that we're staying in is beautiful, and I'm just kind of a blue-collar worker who sells paintings to kind of afford the trip itself. And he gets there, and I don't know, we just kind of really fell for each other. We spent 4 days in New Orleans, seeing all the sights and eating at these beautiful restaurants. And he was a songwriter, so he wrote this song about me, and it was all just super fairy tale and romantic. And then the trip ends. He goes back to California, I come back to Kentucky, and now he's living in Belgium, going to school there. So it was kind of a short-lived little thing, but I guess all the best love stories are kind of like that. So that was that.
And why do you think that you would make a good Juliet?
I think I would make a good Juliet because the clothing itself is just beautiful, and it's very sweet and bright and flowy, which I think is brilliant in contrast to the actual Romeo and Juliet story, which is quite tragic and dark. And I really think it's lovely and beautiful how you'd focus on the nice bits and instead of focusing on the darkness of the actual story. And I would just really be honored to be your Juliet.